So let's talk about the connections quick. So getting MIDI in and out of MIDI Mod, we're using the USB camera connection kit, and this USB cable that's plugged into it is for the Roland UM-One USB MIDI interface. Make sure this tab is set to tab and not comp. Very important. And then let's see how the rest of this is hooked up. So what I have coming into the UM-One is the MIDI out from the System-8. And then so that ends up going into the back of this MIDI Solutions Quadra Thru, and this is a simple MIDI Thru box that'll just take whatever's coming in to the input port and just pass it on through the 4 ports on the front. And then so we've got these 2 orange cables going over here. One goes into the Korg Volca Sample and the other goes into the Source Audio Ventris Dual Reverb. And then this last one over here is going back into the System-8. So what that means is that MIDI Mod now can modulate all 3 of these devices, the Volca Sample, the Dual Reverb, and the System-8. And additionally, it can take MIDI in from the System-8. So hopefully that all makes sense. I know that MIDI connections can be a little bit confusing, but this MIDI Solutions box makes it really easy to deal with. And then as far as different channels are concerned, that can all be set up right here on MIDI Mod itself.
If you want to automate a long fade that affects several different things simultaneously. So to do that, we're going to use the envelope, just a very long attack. And first, let's go into the settings and crank up the maximum allowed attack time all the way to 40. Now we go into the envelope and we're going to just crank the attack all the way. And then sustain will be all the way as well. And we'll just have a little bit of release on there, even though we wouldn't really use it, just to see what it sounds like after it's completed. Not doing anything with looping here because we'll trigger it manually. And then the last thing I'm going to do is dial back the maximum amount, because this particular effect is a bitcrusher, and if we let it go all the way through to the MIDI max val of 127, it's going to be really, really intense. Alright, so now all our modulation is set up. I just had to change the channel of the sample length to channel 3 because that's the MIDI channel that the snare drum is on. And then I also wanted to apply a negative amount so that the sample length gets shorter, and then when we release the envelope, it goes back to full length. Okay, with all that said, let's jam.